do all his autographs, I believe, out near registration, all gold. If you want to go see him now, you go do that. But we've got quite...
I know, what an afternoon.
Man, this is an afternoon, you guys. I can't believe what's about to happen next. And I think I have her mic if she needs it. Yeah, leave it here.
You got it?
Okay, good. I've got it. Great. Oh, is our girl ready? Yes? Oh my God, I'm so excited. Please welcome, give a huge salute to Broadway, welcome to the fabulous, the crazy talented, Tony Award winning, Allie Stroutner!
Broadway.
Yeah, right.
I've been sending the salute emoji to everyone this morning on my text. I'm like, I'm at the salute.
I'm at the salute.
I'm at the salute.
I can't believe it. This is so amazing to see you. And I have to tell you the story first because I don't know if you'll remember this, but there was a concert at NYU many moons ago that was at a really big hall, and it was a big night of a couple different a cappella groups.
Oh yeah.
And a couple of my friends were going to NYU at the time, and they said, hey, come with me, blah, blah. And so we go, and one of the a cappella groups goes, and I can't remember the song, but then here comes this bitch. And she wails, like this voice just comes out of nowhere. It's just like, shoots through the sky and is so clear and took everyone's breath away. And I remember that was the first time I ever saw you. And I was like, she's gonna go somewhere. This one, I remember one, because there was other people who did solos and there were other stuff, and I was like, no, she's the one. She's the one who's like, she's gonna have a life. And I just knew, I just like saw it, and I saw it in you, and I was like, this is like, you know when you see somebody who's like got it all,
yes.
and that they've got that twinkle in their eye, and they've got the talent to back it up. Like that was how I felt seeing you, and I was just like, I feel like we're getting a preview of like a star.
Oh my God,
and
thank you.
But it was like, but I feel like I met you later that night. Like we all went to something, and we briefly drinking, you know, natty ices, fireball shots. Like welcome to the early 2000s, honey, and woo. Like crazy, but it was just really magical to like watch you then, you know, become the star that you are. Like it, you know, it was all supposed to happen, I think.
Thank you.
The way it happened.
It's been like a dream.
Yeah.
True.
It's, I mean, yeah, literally.
When I was 7, I was like, I want to be on Broadway.
Yeah.
And I think my parents were like, oh God.
What are we gonna do with her? What are we gonna do?
And then I was sort of like, I'm gonna figure it out. And I always told myself, I was like, I may not be on Broadway for 50 years. I might be like in my 60s and 70s playing Grandma in Pippin.
Mm-hmm.
However, which I did at NYU as an 18-year-old. And
hey, come on, character women.
Yes, thank you.
Hello.
Well, it was always weird to kind of figure out my type because there was no box, right? Like, I didn't see anybody else with a disability on Broadway, but I was like, I want to do it. So even if I have to play like somebody old in a wheelchair on stage, I'm gonna do it.
Right.
And then the path like got windier and Glee happened.
Right,
and
the Glee project.
The Glee project.
Yes.
And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this.
You're gonna do it.
And I never expected that I would make my Broadway debut with a show that I did in LA.
Yeah, right.
With Deaf West.
Right. Yes, which is what a beautiful production.
Yes.
We were talking to Skylar Aston yesterday about
Skylar.
Spring Awakening, and we were, you know, fangirling over it, and it's just such an amazing show. One, I think then they're doing a revival. Did you see?
I saw,
and I was like, well, are we old enough to be the parents now?
I mean,
I was like,
I think so.
I think we are.
I have a child.
I was gonna say, I was like, aren't you a parent?
Yeah, I'm a parent.
I was like, we've had many business is like, what's the balance? Is there one? How do you navigate being a mom?
Yeah.
And not only giving all of your love and passion for your kid, but also giving it to yourself when you need it.
Yeah, it's a great question and one that I'm still trying to figure out. But I can say, for anybody who's here who wants to be in the industry and wants to be a parent, you can have it all. You can do it.
You can.
However, you cannot do it without a huge support system.
Right.
So
It's a village.
It's a village, and we heard Casey Levy talk about that
Yes.
in her Tony speech.
Oh.
And I think what I realized is that I don't want at the moment to be in a long contract.
Yeah.
Because Jesse, my son, is still 3, and I want to put him to bed. So I, as somebody who does 8 shows a week, you're not home for bedtime.
Right.
Except for Mondays. And so, or whatever your day off is.
Yeah.
So right now, I love to do stuff like this
Mhm.
because I'm gone for 36 hours and then I'm back.
And then you're home.
And then, or
I mean, filming an episode of something,
That's
and
right.
then you're done.
Exactly.
You know, that's it. That's the gigs you want to get. I feel
That's
like when your kids are in this formative age.
yeah, and then as he's older, like that will change.
Yeah.
But also something that I feel so grateful for is that I got to do Broadway and the Tonys
Yeah.
before I had Jesse.
That
And
Tony
I'm
performance
so-
is like one of my favorite Tony performances of all time.
Thank you.
Like,
Thank you.
well, just because it's so like the way, especially that revival of Oklahoma, it really does what a revival is supposed to do, which is take the source material and really turn it into something else,
Yeah.
or have a new vision or create a
Yeah.
new story around it to like really focus it. And I just thought the way that they incorporated you and made you exactly who she's supposed to be, Ada Wanny, and I'm just like, it was, icing on top of cake.
Thank you.
For me.
Thank you. I mean, Oklahoma, like I learned about it in college.
Yeah.
Like all the Rodgers and Hammerstein musicals were sort of like introduced as like classical musical theater.
Sure.
We studied it, and I always thought that Oklahoma was so square.
Right.
And I was like, I want to do rock musicals. I want to do out of the box things. I
Yeah.
want to originate stuff.
Yeah.
So when I came to audition for it, part of the description of the role is like we're looking for out of the box casting.
You're like, oh,
And I was like,
Are you?
"Oh, I'm not an ingenue, I'm not a character actor, I'm out of the box.
Out of the box.
I can do that.
You're like, I have no box, baby.
Right.
That was it. And also, the thing that I was really motivated by with this production was that they really wanted to bring out more of the darkness of it.
Yeah.
And
It's dark.
it's dark,
It's dark.
and what I love, one of the things that I now love about working on a show that is being revived is that, I mean, this is sort of one of my MOs as an actor with a disability, is that like my chair is always a part of the role. And it's always a part of the show.
Right.
But it doesn't have to be explained or described.
Right.
So all of a sudden we're dealing with disability and sexuality and relationships in Oklahoma.
Right.
And it's like, that's not what we were expecting. However, I was like, this is the ultimate opportunity. So Ada Wanny has 2 boyfriends in the show.
That's right.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Like, why not? And why not? One of the things that I loved creating was sort of the physicality. So with Will Parker,
Mhm.
one of the, one of her boyfriends, he always sat on my lap. But with Allie Hackham, I always got out of my chair and sat on his lap. And it was just like sort of this Easter egg of like, I don't know if anyone's gonna notice this, but this is real.
Yeah.
And any relationship I've ever had, the physicality of it is different because we are human beings and we express ourselves differently with different people.
Absolutely.
And so that was like, that's some of the stuff that I love about working on shows when we're trying to do something new and different. And also because of my chair, like I really believe that my disability has been an opportunity. Even though for a long time in my life, people were only sort of seeing the limitation of
Right.
like, you can't dance. And I was like, no, I can dance.
She's like, no.
Don't worry, I'm just like sitting down.
Right. You're like, I have a lot of rhythm, in fact.
Yeah, and like my physical vocabulary of being on wheels adds another element
Yes.
to the movement on stage in a show. So I just say this because I think a lot of times from the outside we see theater and we see musical theater and we think like, oh, it has to be the perfect version of an ingenue, the perfect version of The Witch, the perfect version of whatever. And what I'm saying is that, and how I like to approach my work is that you can be the perfect version of that character if you can bring your authenticity to it.
Absolutely.
So that is sort of like one of my things that I hold on to because it is hard being different in this industry. It is. It's hard.
It is hard. I mean, you know, I hear you.
You're like, I get you.
I hear you, girl. You know, and it's hard, especially to be different in a industry that most of the time is looking for the perfect body, the perfect face.
And something specific.
And something very specific. So like if you're something that's very specific, but it's not what they're looking for, you know, you're just not gonna get that audition, or you're just not gonna get it. So by you know, being out in front, winning the Tony, like really showcasing and giving your disability visibility, I think that you have opened so many doors for so many people now.
Thank you.
Like, I think that you have changed a lot of minds, not only for differently abled like actors, but also for casting directors and producers. And they've looked and they've seen your body of work specifically, and they say, well, look, this can work. You have to just be open to casting different people.
Yeah, and also I want to say that, you know, when there is a breakdown for what character or what person they're looking for, you can dare them to think of something else.
That's right.
And I've always felt like if you go in and you're good enough, it doesn't matter.
You can change their mind.
So that's always been my goal. It's like, I just have to be as good as I can be. And then change their mind about maybe what they were looking for. And it doesn't always happen, right? Like, no, I'm not the gal that has like 6 auditions a week. However, when it is right, it's like striking gold. Because the team is on board, the producers are on board, and the role is obviously right for me. So
it's so amazing, and you really have just the way that you have created these roles and this sense of a persona. It's so authentically you. It's so encouraging to see that it's possible, and to see how you have put in your own vocabulary, your own physical world, and all these characters. It's so inspiring, Allie. You're just really amazing and so gifted in what you do.
And I don't want to be like, you know, whatever, but would you want to sing a little something, maybe?
Yes, I thought you'd never ask.
Yes! Okay, good. Oh my God, I'm really excited.
Yeah, I want to sing.
Okay, good.
It's my favorite thing.
Sing it.
Yeah.
Sing it. Oh my God. Well,
Okay.
please let us have it.
So, do you have a first one in mind? Which one?
Let's do the show we were just talking about. Let's do the okay.
Okay, great. And I just want to say one thing about singing for me. Is that okay?
Please. Yeah.
Okay. I was hurt in a car accident when I was 2, and I'm paralyzed from the chest down. And so a lot of my life, I have felt my body was limited, and I felt stuck in certain ways of expressing myself. But when I started to sing, there was nothing that was holding me back. Like, my voice didn't have to deal with inaccessibility or people that were putting limitations on me. My voice was where I was totally free to express myself. So, with that being said, thanks. With that being said, Ado Annie is one of those gals. Like, she's not afraid. She wants to say yes to life. And so, shall we?
Let's do it, baby.
Let's do it. Let's bring her back. Bring her back. It ain't so much a question of not knowing what to do. I know what's right and wrong since I've been 10. I hear a lot of stories, and I reckon they are true, about how girls are put upon by men
if people, if they want to ask a question, keep it nice, keep it light and tight, put it right over there at the microphone, get louder now. But I'm doing this thing where I have kind of created like my own Colbert questionnaire moment, and it's called the Dr. Dowdy Deep Dive. Someone gave me an honorary doctorate, so I'm a doctor. But this is to be like rapid fire, fun, don't think about it too hard. Okay, are you ready?
Okay, yes, I'm ready.
Who is on your Broadway Mount Rushmore?
Kristen Chenoweth.
Yeah.
Sherry Renee Scott.
Yeah.
Sutton Foster.
Yes.
Idina Menzel.
That's amazing. That might be my favorite
These
one.
are the girls
These are the
that I grew
ladies.
up with listening to.
These are the girlies. Coffee, energy drink, or tea?
Coffee, always.
Always. Which wild party?
Both.
See, you're the first person to say both. I love that answer.
Both.
That's what I say
So
too.
good.
Your favorite villain of all time?
Ursula.
Come
on.
Favorite Mama Rose?
Audra. Come on.
If you could go back in time and see any Broadway show, open or close, you can take a time machine, what'd you see?
Opening night of You're in Town.
Yes! I love that.
Theater.
Maybe you were given
Can't
like,
help it. Theater geek
it's
stuff.
theater geek stuff. Your favorite bop from a flop?
Oh.
Oh, so fun. From a flop?
Mm-hmm.
I hate to say that about any show.
Right. Well, I mean, there's some that are like, you know, historically flops, but we might love it. Doesn't mean we don't love
Well, I love the whole album of Title of Show. I don't know if any of you are. It's not a flop. It just didn't last as long as it should have.
Sure.
There you go.
If you don't know Title of Show, do yourself a favor.
Homework.
Put it on in your car, in your room,
It's so
wherever.
good.
It's the best. Okay.
Go-to audition song.
Be a Lion.
Oh my God. Let's get you to sing that. Your most favorite or memorable onstage mishap?
Oh, I forget the words all the time. I forgot the words at Carnegie Hall this week.
Stop.
And I can tell you the way in which I cover, it is some kind of special. Well, all of a sudden, like, my genius comes in, and like, instead of singing the lyrics, I'm like, what was the song? I'm supposed to sing the lyric, we'll laugh, a Saturday laugh, we'll laugh all the days. And I was like, in Saturday laughing, laughing all laughs. I literally started talking and I'm like, who do you think you are?
Good for you.
Rewriting lyrics on the stage at Carnegie Hall?
That's right. Do it, everyone.
That is who you are. That is who you
That's
are.
who you are.
Yes. No, I embrace it. It's okay. It all went fine.
Have you heard of the Muppet Theory?
No, but I want to know it now.
So everybody has a Muppet inside. Me too.
Yes.
Everybody's Muppet inside, but it's either an order Muppet or a chaos Muppet. So like mine is Miss Piggy. I'm a chaos Muppet.
Same, I miss Piggy.
Okay, well,
Chaos.
chaos Muppet, baby.
Type B, chaos Muppet.
What's your favorite smell?
My favorite question. Okay, it's a combination of perfumes.
I love it. Tell me.
Okay, I got a lot of Linda in me. So, I would say Salt Air. They have a lotion right now that's like a vanilla beach.
I like just bought this on TikTok.
Okay.
TikTok got me, you guys. I'm not even kidding. I just bought like their little package.
So good. And then you combine that with Jo Malone lime basil perfume.
Jo Malone is it.
Guys, I'm not kidding.
That is
It's
boo, 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 boo.
I
You can see boo.
love smells.
What's your favorite Sondheim lyric?
Children will listen.
That's.
Yeah.
Now, what's the first Broadway show you ever saw?
Beauty and the Beast.
That was me too.
Really?
Yes, the original cast.
Yeah, we're in the same.
We're in the same. Yeah, we're the same.
Yes.
And like that, it was that same trip. I saw Beauty and the Beast, and I saw that Grease revival
Oh, wow.
with Rosie and Megan Mullally,
Yes.
Billy Porter, all that.
Yes.
And then, well, you just passed the Dowdy Deep Dive.
Thank you.
Well done.
We've got some questions for you.
Okay.
Perfect.
Hello, Ellie.
Hi, how are you?
Doing good, how you doing?
Good.
Just a real quick question. How did it feel to win the Tony that season?
Whoa. It was crazy. So what they don't tell you about being nominated for a Tony Award is it's sort of like running for the President of the United States. So you all of a sudden are nominated and you do more press than you thought you could ever do and do 8 shows a week. because the Tony voters are coming. So I was deeply exhausted. And then, of course, a week before the Tonys, I got sick. Because that's what happens to Allie. When she gets stressed, she gets sick. I've gotten better at catching it before I get full-blown sick. Okay, but then I'm out on the stage. Well, I did a matinee that day of Oklahoma. Then I changed as fast as I could to go to the red carpet. And then I changed back into 80 Annie to do Can't Say No. And then I had 10 minutes to get back into my yellow dress for my category. And then I won, and then they take you to a press junket next door. And then I threw up.
Wow.
So that's a little bit about how it felt in the moment. However, it's been the greatest, most amazing moment.
That's so real. That's so
Well,
real.
it's like, why lie?
Well, no, you don't need to lie. Well, especially since it's all of those things happening so quickly and so fast, and then you're fighting being sick, and then you just perform on the Tonys, and then you just win, and then you go
adrenaline.
And the adrenaline.
The adrenaline of it is so crazy.
Yeah.
Because it's not just performing and it's a live broadcast. It's also like 10,000 people from the theater community, all of whom are like my idols, watching you. So I was so nervous. I was so nervous.
How could you not be?
When they called my name and I went out on stage, I literally felt like I was levitating. I was floating.
Mm-hmm.
And then everybody at Radio City was on their feet cheering. And it was amazing. And the Tony has done such beautiful things for my life. It's just opened a lot of doors that were otherwise hard.
Yeah.
And it gave this amazing sort of, literally like a stamp of validation and approval that you are now in this industry and we trust you. And that was the biggest thing that was hard for me breaking into the industry, is I felt like people didn't trust me.
Right.
And so there was this amazing feeling and this new kind of trust in myself that I could achieve at the highest level, which was what I always wanted in my life. I didn't want anyone to give me breaks. I didn't want to be treated differently. I didn't want pity. I wanted to be at the top.
Yeah.
So it happened. Thank you for asking. Thank you for being here.
Hi.
Hi.
Well, I was just wondering, what was it like being on the Glee project and then being on Glee and working with that cast?
Yes, thank you so much for asking about Glee. So when I first saw Glee, I was so excited. Yeah. I was like, there's somebody in a wheelchair! And I also loved the show because it was oh, they're singing and dancing and it's fine. I also, when I found out that, now I'm really good friends with Kevin McHale now, so this has nothing to do with Kevin, but when I found out that that actor was not actually in a wheelchair, I remember feeling really hurt and really motivated to be I have to be on the show now. Because there has to be authentic representation, period. So, I never thought I would do a reality TV show because I had I had my NYU ego of I'm an actor.
Right.
But at the same time, sure, I was Allie, this could open a door that you want to open.
Right.
Don't let your ego get in the way. So I auditioned and I got on the show, and that group of people became family, because we lived together on a reality TV set, which was originally the Real World set. And I know, full out, not real walls. The walls didn't actually go to the ceiling. It was a set that we lived on.
That's weird.
And it was so weird and so amazing and so cool. And then getting to shoot Glee was crazy because I was such a fan of the show. So I was I can't believe I'm with Rachel and all of the people, the characters. They meant so much to me. So getting to be on the show was so cool and so fantastic. But I have to say that doing the Glee project, I felt like I learned more than when I did the show, because the Glee project was 10 weeks long, and I was a part of they do interviews, they do all the competitions, and you're kind of a part of making all of it. Right. Not kind of, you are making the show.
Yeah.
So I learned so much that I didn't know before versus showing up to set and shooting which I did know a little bit about. So thanks for asking. It was so cool.
Thank you.
Great question. Great question. Now, before you go, would you mind closing us out with another?
Yes, I want to. Yes, and a little background on this song. So I won in 2019, and then COVID happened in 2020, and so they couldn't do the Tonys that June. So they held it in September, and they asked me to come back and sing this song on the Tonys. So I thought, you know what? Let's do it. This is what I did for love. Kiss today goodbye. The sweetness and the sorrow. Wish you luck the same to you. But I won't forget what I